Hi, my name is Tyson Hess. I'm one of the artists and designers that worked on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie to bring Sonic the Hedgehog to the big screen, but I've been working with Sega and Sonic for a few years now. First started on the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books, and then after that I moved on to directing and animating short animations for YouTube. And even though in a movie like Sonic the Hedgehog it takes a team of dozens and maybe even hundreds of artists to bring him to life, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to draw Sonic on your own at home.
All right, so let's start drawing our Sonic by first roughly sketching out a circle for his head. It's okay for your drawing to be messy at the start. You don't have to put down the perfect line on your very first go. Now we're going to put his body. Sonic has kind of this bean-shaped body because he's always puffing out his chest. He's a big, brave hero. His legs fall straight down. You can kind of follow the curve of the body in the back. So his legs come straight down, and Sonic's legs get a little bit thicker at the ankles. Then we have Sonic's socks, which are these big, oversized socks. And the easiest way to draw them is to kind of think about two donuts stacked on top of each other.
We're going to be drawing movie Sonic today. So movie Sonic shoes are a little bit different. They kind of curve up at the toe a little bit, because that's the way a running shoe works. Running shoes curve up at the toe. It makes it easier to roll your foot with a sole at the bottom. And we're going to plot out where we want his hands to be. Let's put Sonic's hand on his hip. So we got his fist here. Let's do his other one. Let's do a classic Sonic pose here. He's got big hands and big feet, so when his ankles and his wrists are thick, kind of blends the skinniness of his arms and his legs into his hands and feet. And let's start on Sonic's face, which is probably where you might have wanted me to start in the first place, because that's the most fun thing to draw. But I saved it for last just to keep you interested the whole way through. All right, let's plot Sonic's face here. When I draw a face, I like to draw a little bit of it's kind of like a cross or a plus sign on the face, and that just kind of gives me a grounding for where the middle of his face is going to be. Sonic's first eyeball, which is kind of like an almond shape here. He's got his scowl going, and then his other eye is a little bit taller. The eyeball that's further away from you gets a little bit taller, and this one gets a little bit slimmer because it makes his face look natural when he's got his smirk going up on the side. And Sonic's nose isn't going to be right on that line because his nose sticks out a little bit, so it would be sticking forward from this grounding shape that we've put on our circle. Sonic's got tall irises and pupils. They're not perfectly round. Sonic doesn't have actual eyebrows like you and I have. He's just got these big, thick muscles around his eyes, and so think of them almost like they're kind of tubes that are going around the upper edge of Sonic's eye. Sonic's got these big ears too that kind of point forward a little bit. Now we're going to do maybe the most important part of Sonic are his spikes.
I always start by kind of going off the bottom of his head, get his middle one. And then you don't have to do it this way, but I always do his top one last. It helps me see how big and long it should be because his top spike should always be a little bit shorter from the side than the other two. You don't want to forget Sonic's tummy fur either, which is just kind of the same shape, pulled in a little bit, so it's still got a kind of a bean shape.
Now we're going to do Sonic's little classic finger wavy hand. Hands are difficult for a lot of artists, so I'm going to try and walk you through it, but also I'm going to tell you, don't worry about it too much. We're just having fun. As you go, you'll get better. The more you draw, the better you get at anything.
So for Sonic, that first big pointer finger, fill in the others that are curled under with his thumb on top of them. Little lines so that we show his palms, his
color in his nose. I always like to leave a little bit of a white spot on the top of Sonic's nose to make it look shiny and wet. And that's how you know Sonic is healthy. That's about it for Sonic. So hopefully today, I hope you've seen how easy and fun it can be to draw Sonic the Hedgehog. He's been my favorite character to draw for almost 30 years now, ever since I was a kid. Almost every day I've drawn Sonic. So you keep drawing on your own too, come up with your own fun poses and stories with Sonic, and don't forget to see Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, in theaters February 14th.